Hey guys, so when I'm coaching account executives, they always ask me, I run a 3, 6, 9, 12 month plus sales cycle. I always really struggle to maintain momentum, create urgency, but I also struggle to engage with prospects in between meetings. Sometimes there's big gaps between conversations because they need to go and do stuff. And I just feel like I really struggle to stay front of mind. And sometimes people forget about me or whatever it might be. And there's probably a qualification problem there to a degree. But one of the things that we absolutely need to be leveraging AI for, this is where we're going to become more productive and effective, is finding out what we can use to nurture our prospects. Now, sometimes deals like get deprioritized for lots of obvious reasons, and then they get reprioritized a little bit later. So we want to stay front of mind with those people. So I'm going to give you a prompt today that you can use in your business right now to surface content. Now, most people say, well, I send them the odd case study, but doesn't feel like it resonates with people. That's because unfortunately, most people don't believe case studies unless it's a video, or you can see, like, if you go to my website, you'll be able to see like testimonials from people, and you actually see they're on my LinkedIn profile, so you can tell they're real. Most people don't really trust case studies, right? So actually using some like external information can be really powerful from like thought leaders that they look up to, and use that to reinforce the problem. So let me give you the prompt right now. So if I jump into the screen, I'm going to kind of put this somewhere in the description, I guess, or feel free just to pause the video and write it out. Just swap out some of the variables. So I'm just pretending I'm an AE at Demandbase, which is like ABM software company. So I put in, I'm a SaaS AE and I sell ABM software to VPs of marketing at Series B companies. So try and be really specific with, what it is that you do and who you do it for. And then write down, I have a fairly long sales cycle, so I need to stay front of mind. Please act like an expert in finding and sharing insights and helpful content with prospects I work for, and then put in your company website, so it has the context. And then say, hey, find me 3 to 5 articles from 2025 that reinforce the value of what I sell at your company, and share a snippet from each. Always add a link to the article so that I can share that with my prospect. Now, the reason I ask for a snippet and the link, because in the email or the LinkedIn message or the WhatsApp or the Slack message I'm sending my prospect, I put a snippet, which is to kind of get them fired up. And then I give them the link to go and read the full article and be really helpful. Okay, and that's the whole point of this, is to be helpful, share insights, and increase and improve my status as a trusted advisor. And then the final thing here is, finally, give me a list of 3 to 5 of the biggest thought leaders that aren't vendors, but are relevant to what I sell, that I can follow to stay up to date with what's happening in my market. Think websites, newsletters, podcasts. Again, these can be great for sharing with your prospects, but also as sellers, the market, the customer profiles, everything's always evolving and changing. If we don't have our ear really close to the ground, we're going to fall out of line with what's happening, and our message just stops resonating, or we stop being seen as a trusted advisor because we're talking about stuff that's now out of date. So this is perfect for your prospects and for you to subscribe to. So let me kind of show you what the output looks like. So it gives me a couple of examples. So here's an article. Here's a snippet from that article, and then here's a link over to that, so I could then open it and put it into my email. Here's another one. And then to stay up to date on latest trends and insights in ABM, because obviously that's what I fed it at the top in the prompt, it's giving me a couple of profiles. So here's a profile to follow on Twitter. Here's a profile to follow on Twitter. Here's a podcast. Here's a marketing show that I can click to. Now I can open these up and be like, hey, Julie, let's say Julie's my champion, the VP of marketing. I know we were speaking about XYZ on our most recent call. I really love the show that's ran by Christina and Eric on doing ABM right. Here's their podcast. I don't know if you subscribe to it, but there might be some really interesting insights in there. Hope you enjoy it. Look forward to chatting to you in a couple of weeks' time. And just pop that over and be really, really helpful, right? And you're just going to be seen completely different. The thing we have to remember in 2025 is buyers have never been so skeptical. And at some point, they're going to have to lay down probably 3 quotes on the table, and they are going to push one just that little bit further forward, and that's their recommendation. And if you all kind of sell something similar, don't get me wrong, you've all got your great differentiators, but at the end of the day, at a prospect, if they can see that all of you can help solve the problem, you're probably similarly priced, they're only going to push forward the one that they feel most comfortable with. And that is going to be you building trust and credibility. So you can also differentiate, guys, in how you sell, not just what you sell. So still this prompt, give it a go. I love using it. I wish AI was around when I was a rep, because I'd have absolutely cleaned up with some of this stuff that could take hours and you may never find it. And I would just run this once a month so that you stay up to date with information, or run it for every deal and feed it even more context up here. Maybe call out some of the problems, some of the tools that they use, and see what it feeds you there. Get curious with AI. I think it can have a massive impact on sales performance over the next couple of years.